Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Real Arsenal Talk with your hosts, as always, Larry and Stevie V. I mean, it's just Stevie, really. You don't have to add the Stevie V because it just makes it like it's got double V at the... Anyway, what's up, Stevie? What's going on?
But that is my surname, Stevie V.
That's it? Just like 3 E's or followed by an H?
Hunt.
Yeah,
Stevie Hunt.
Oh, hello. Okay, we'll censor that. No, we won't. Fuck it. We'll play on the line. How's it going, Stevie? How you doing, my friend? How is this Wednesday treating you?
I'm absolutely the same as I always am. Which is normal. But yeah, I'm okay, mate. Yeah. Steady away. Yourself?
Yeah, work and all that jazz. But apart from that, it's been all right. It's the heat wave is back. Heat wave, the sequel,
Absolutely.
The haunting of the sun is killing us, man.
Heat wave. Wave.
That's a cool little track. We should work on that. Or is that a real song, by the way? I don't know.
I think it's a real song.
Is it? It's called Heat Wave. I like it, by the way.
Yeah,
if it's not,
I started a film years ago, and the song was Heat Wave.
That must have been like late 80s or some shit.
Probably the 40s.
You're just showing your age right now. You're showing your age. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Where do I find this person?
Dig it out and I'll send it to you all.
The footage or the audio?
Everything if you want.
Look, I don't want to see everything. Anyways.
You don't have to watch it.
Right, okay. Well, we've established that you've starred in some sort of porno in the 40s, right? And I definitely do not want to see that, right? Especially if it's like a reunion tape, right? I don't want to see that 2026 version, my friend. Anyways, moving swiftly on from that, we'll probably have to cut that, to be honest.
Swiftly.
I don't know if that's going to be acceptable for the listeners, but it's out there now. The usual question, how is the World Cup treating you? Have you been watching any of the recent rounds?
Yeah. So last time we actually did converse, I hadn't really got into it, had I? I think I was kind of... Well, you told me I was 17% interested or 25% maybe. I don't know.
I think it was like 23 or something like that. Yeah, most likely.
Something far less than 50%. But yeah. So I was. I've watched quite a few actually, including the England game. But yeah, let's go. What's really impressed me. So aside from France, I've watched some really good games, including the one last night, including the England one. And yeah, apart from the one last night, which I didn't actually watch, it was a lot of shite. Switzerland, Colombia, I think it was. Penalty shootout, et cetera.
Yeah. Was that early? Was that early morning?
It was no. It was just I think it was what time did it finish? It went to penalties about 11 o'clock, half 11 or something. So it was a 9 o'clock kickoff, I believe.
Damn, I must have passed out for like 4 hours in the evening. Damn.
Yes.
Good. Well, did I miss anything? Was any apart from the penalties? There could always be.
No, I was actually watching the tennis. I was watching Djokovic, and I was flicking kind of thing. So
okay.
And at the end, it was going to extra time, and I thought, I'm bored. And then I saw the penalties this morning. But yeah, it was penalty shootout. That's about it.
It doesn't sound like I missed much, and I'm glad about that. I think I was watching Silo or something like this Apple TV show or some shit like that. I must have passed out during that. But anyway, obviously, was it last night as well? The freaking
it was 5 o'clock Egypt and Argentina.
That's right. It was early. Yeah, it was early afternoon, wasn't it?
Argentina.
Do you know what? Since we just opened that can of worms, shall we have a quick discussion about that real quick? Because look, sorry, before we get into that, I do agree with you. The later round, or the round of 32/16, well, leading to the 16 to the quarterfinals, it was more interesting, wasn't it? And this is what we were all waiting for, to be honest. And I feel like, in hindsight, as well as at the time, I feel like that extra round was just unnecessary, wasn't it? Like it was, you don't have to make a big deal of that. Just have them somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? And don't make it part of the fucking World Cup finals. Like, don't show me those matches, all right? I don't want to see those. Show me this round and onwards, like, like a normal World Cup, some would argue. So yeah, look, in terms of this round leading to the quarterfinals, like we said last night or yesterday afternoon, Argentina, Egypt, that was something else, wasn't it? Like, first half was pretty boring. I wasn't a big fan of the first half. And genuinely, when it finished, when the first half finished, I was like, should I turn it off and like do something else? But I just sort of had it on in the background, then it started off again. I was like, oh, fucking hell, I can't turn it off now. It's illegal to turn off football. You know how it is. So I watched it, and it got exciting, right? It was fun.
Yeah, I was actually preparing evening meal for the family, and obviously the first half was pretty dull, like the dishwater kind of thing analogy. And so I heard my son shouted, "Egypt!" I was like, I'll have a little peep around the corner. And so there we go, 1-0 to Egypt. Fantastic. Then sat down, had my tea, and the rest is history, should we say. And great entertainment. Very good entertainment. And I know you want to bring up a load of points about it. So actually, why don't we follow your lead?
Actually, you know what it is, right? I will step back a little bit and change what I was saying at the beginning, because even though the first half was like meh, we did get a goal and we did get a Messi penalty miss, so it's very, very, so it's become normal now that Messi misses a penalty in the World Cup finals, right? I think he broke a record or something. He's like the only player that's missed so many penalties from open play football rather than penalty shootouts. Which, it's not something you would associate with him, is it? And the contradictory nature, there you go, fucking hell, got that out, got that tongue working, of what I said there was, it's hilarious, because, you just say Messi, go, that's it, end of story. But it did happen. He missed the penalty, and it was 1-0 Egypt, obviously going into the second half, and again, it still felt like Argentina was probably, they weren't showing their best side, and it felt like Egypt could potentially do something. It could be an upset, or some would call it an upset, but to be honest, I don't know why they would call it an upset. Egypt are a fucking good team, right? Argentina, let's just be honest, you take Messi away, that's a very, very mediocre side, right? Oh, sorry. Am I speaking out of line here? Like, am I the only one who thinks that? Like, I don't like, personally, when you mention someone like Cristiano Romero as your defender, I think that's terrible, right? Forget the whole Tottenham association and all that stuff. Who else do they have? Like Enzo Fernandez, he's okay. Alvarez, he hasn't done much this World Cup. Lautaro Martinez, again, very overrated player, man. Have you seen this guy play any matches for Inter?
Individual, and this is my argument with just quickly on a side note. This is my argument with international football and with obviously your club level football, because no, don't get me wrong, club level and international football, are completely different monsters, beasts, whatever you want to say. And I had this argument with someone on a social media post earlier last night about Mikel Merino, your mate. And don't get me wrong, when we go back to like the Argentinian side and Romero and Martinez, the Man United player, and Fernandez and Martinez, the striker, and Alvarez, etc., etc. For the club, apart from Alvarez, the clubs, they're pretty shit average, in my opinion. We'll get back to Merino in a bit if you want. But when they play for the national team, completely different. And we've seen this over many World Cups, that a player could have a fantastic World Cup, get signed for a Premiership team and fucking flop. And whether it's just the desire to impress for the national team, or whether it is just that they have kind of some bonding, amazing ability to do that when they play for the national team, I don't know. But I know what you're saying. I know the individuals like that you've mentioned are shit, respectively, for the clubs. But when they get together for Argentina and when they put that shirt on, the play, don't get me wrong, I thought Egypt did really well, but I thought there was only one winner. Even when they went 2-0 up, Argentina, it was just a matter of time. They missed a few chances. Egypt scored 2/3 amazing goals. But I just think that Argentina, when they gel, pretty much unstoppable, to be fair. That's my personal opinion. And I think with Messi, that's just the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to disagree on that one, purely because I've been watching Argentina in this World Cup and they have not been a great side.
But neither of England. But we all know what capable. The
thing is,
what England are capable of when they play a different, expansive type of football against different opposition. Certain opposition nullify great teams. But go on, sorry.
I think with England, it's a little bit different, purely because they are more of a team. Like, you know what I mean? They're more of a team together. Like, there isn't one that you'd say he's the best in our team, comparison to the other. We've got people who are at the same high level, basically, But then when you look at Argentina, you think, okay, well, where's all the goals come from, right? Messi. All the goals from Messi, apart from fucking Fernandez. Was it? Yeah, just Fernandez, wasn't it? So it's like, you remove that guy, who's making the magic, who's creating.
Did Romero score?
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Romero scored. That was actually again. I'm not taking anything away from the goals or anything like that. Very good goals. That's fine. The header from Romero was really nice. The cross was really nice. All that jazz. But my point is that once you remove Messi out of that team, I struggle to see how they perform at the same level. I feel like when he's on the pitch, he is the reason why they are all just fighting out of their fucking shirts. He is the reason. If he's not on the pitch, and I think we'll see that. Obviously, the next Argentina side that we'll see, it's going to be probably a little bit different. Messi's probably not going to be in it. You'd hope, right? He probably wouldn't
33?
be in it.
No,
he's not 33.
He's like 43.
Yeah, 43. Maybe
40.
Maybe.
Nah.
Could come off the bench. That type shit. Get the armband going. Everyone's like,
how old Cazorla?
Cazorla's 42. Yeah, 42. I think he is. 42.
Similar diminutive style. You never know.
Just saying. And again, his injury record has been very good, and the way that he's played in this World Cup, let's be honest, shit, he could do that at 50, right? He doesn't need to fucking do anything, and he hasn't done anything.
Good, yeah. But that's sign him up for Arsenal.
Hey, mate, please. Look,
I know.
Don't just. All right, look, I know his age, right? But let's not fucking pretend that people don't want to see that, right? Let's not fucking pretend.
Yeah.
Okay. Because everyone.
Imagine all the Arsenal haters that would suddenly become fucking Arsenal lovers.
See them fucking shirt sales to non-Arsenal fans. It would be incredible. Come on, please. So yeah, I would love to see that. By the way, just that just for one season. I don't care. Pay him $1 million a week. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Anyway, crazy stuff. But anyway, my point is that without him on the pitch, they don't perform at the same level, and I feel like they would have already probably been knocked out already.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Again, it may be a little bit unfair to say that because they have obviously progressed, but I feel like my arguments have some validity to them, right? Like I feel like that there's some truth to it. Again, there's going to be Messi and Argentina super fans who are going to hate that shit, but it's fine. Whatever, it is what it is. But that's just my observations from this World Cup. I don't feel like Argentina have been this amazing side where they should. No, France have been an amazing side, right? They've been fantastic as a whole. Like, yes, Mbappe is the superstar, but everyone else is not far behind him. They've all contributed, and I feel like Mbappe has changed. And the last match that they had, who did they play against? Not Sweden. They beat Sweden, wasn't it? No, who did they play against last match? Whoever they played against. No, Portugal, Spain. We'll touch on that a bit later. Brazil, Norway. Hold on. I'll get that. Paraguay. Yeah, France, Paraguay. 1-0.
It was a P. Dirty fuckers, weren't they, Paraguay?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, come on. And sorry, and watching him in that match, I feel like he did a lot more for the team. And until obviously we need to see him when he next plays, but I feel like he sort of clicked to the fact that, do you know what? I've got these guys around me that I can use them, and if they win, I win. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's how I feel like with Argentina, but it's in reverse. It's like if he wins, we win.
Yeah, I mean, Argentina historically, with Maradona, he was the sole kind of linchpin. He was the king of the team. Messi's the king of the team. They always have to have that king. And Maradona was it in the 80s, 70s and 80s, 90s even. And Messi's obviously took over that mantle. But I think with Argentina, and I know what you're saying, they haven't set the world alight, and France have. France have just been the juggernaut. Fantastic to watch. Sweeping everyone aside kind of thing. But if you look at how Argentina were the last World Cup, they lost the first game. I can't remember who it was against now. And then they progressively got better. And that's the sign of it's like we always say about teams peaking at the right time. And in the Premiership, we stumbled across the line effectively. We peaked at Christmas and we kind of managed to keep it going because, the teams around us were bad. But Man City seemed to sort of peak at the right time. PSG peaked at the right time, last season with the Champions League. And that's just my take on it. And I think teams do grow and they gel together. And I think England will probably get better, because they're spending more time together. They're understanding, their opposition. They're understanding their own teammates as such. So it's imperative that, England keep all their players fit, which they haven't. But going, back to Argentina, I just think that they will get better. Unfortunately for the likes of the teams,
well, potentially England, right? Potentially England, we could be facing
we get past Norway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, sorry. Of course, that's no disrespect to Norway, by the way, at all, because they have been a brilliant side to watch. Yeah. Honestly, they're just entertaining. Like they're just going for it. It feels like they're just free roaming. They're like, fuck it, we'll just do what we need to do, man. And it's been done. And do you know what? Sorry, I will finish on Argentina, but just real quick on Norway. That goal that Haaland scored, I think it was the first goal that he scored, the header on Gabriel. Yeah. The way that he fucking moved past Gabriel was excellent, but terrifying at the same time, because it's like, dude, you're our central defender. What the fuck? You know how Haaland plays. How are you not on this? Like, how is he just rolled past your shoulder and got his head on there? Like, you should know him by now. So that was.
Have you seen the clip? By the way, sorry, have you seen the clip, by the way, where someone was obviously just focused on Haaland, and it said this was 10 seconds before he scored, and he was just walking.
Yep, saw that.
Not interested whatsoever. Yep. And then all of a sudden, the last 3 steps, he kind of was like, wow, straight in. Yeah. And I was like, it was fucking hell.
Yeah. And honestly, obviously, it will never happen ever in any universe. But if we somehow were in a race to sign Haaland, right? I honestly think
more chance of signing Vinícius
and Messi at the same time. By the way, then we get to sign Haaland. Yeah, absolutely. But no, of course, that's definitely a pipe dream or just a dream, whatever faraway dream you want to call it, right? But yeah, that would be just the perfect signing for us, and game over. It would be absolute game over. Yeah. But anyway, so sorry, on Argentina, obviously controversial match in the end. Also, some people say, depends who you talk to. I have my opinions on it, but what do you think? Like, hindsight, everything's finished, waters have died down, all that stuff. Cold light of day.
Go
on.
I think we did speak on the WhatsApp group, and controversy.
Let me preface this by saying, right, not what others have said. I want to know your own opinion.
So we're talking about the second goal that wasn't. So do you want to talk about that goal in particular? So
the Egypt goal that was disallowed, obviously that was Martinez getting fouled, right?
Yes.
Right. Do you agree that was a foul, like on replays and stuff?
Yeah. So if I was the ref, and the ref, I think I've sent you a clip, haven't I, where Alan Shearer mentions it. The ref didn't give it, right? I didn't see it as a foul. I looked at it and I thought, he's just fallen over.
Yeah,
but
agree.
When you look at the VAR, you see he stands on his foot, and it's a foul. The problem I've got with it is it's so long. It takes so long. It wasn't as though the ref blew straight away and said, look, the VAR told me he stood in right before they even got to the goal. But it was a foul. And is there a rule if once it goes past 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds or whatever, should there be a rule brought in? I don't know. I
think it's the phase of play, isn't it? Because the phase of play was still going on. He couldn't have stopped it.
If it had gone out of play.
Yeah, if it had gone out of play,
and then
he would have
scored afterwards and then they brought it back. So it's,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So that was the same phase of play. So technically, yes, he could have pulled it back. But I agree. It was a foul, right? It was a foul. And like you, by the way, watching it live, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think they were going to actually pull that back for that foul. And because you just never think of it, you think, right, okay, he's just carrying on. He's obviously let play go because he didn't deem it to be a foul.
He probably didn't see the stand on the foot, did he? Probably just,
of course not. And the distance that the ref was from Martinez and the foul was considerable. Like you probably all you need is like a foot blocking it, and you can't see what actually happened. So
exactly.
So for VAR to pull it, it's a bit like, look. What the fuck? But whatever, I can understand. It is still part of the rules of the game, right? They haven't broken any rules, whatever. And definitely a foul. A great goal as well, by the way.
One of the best. If that had stood, I think we'd been talking about it for many years.
Right now, we would have been talking about it for sure. Like, that was an incredible goal. And
was Messi scoring that goal, right?
Okay.
This is another argument of would it have been pulled back, but regardless of that...
Sorry, are we delving into conspiracies, or are we just...
No, we won't talk about if that was Messi, but I'm saying if that was Messi that had scored the goal, how much would we be even talking about that, saying that was the greatest goal of all time, better than Maradona's against England, wouldn't we? But because it was an Egyptian that scored it...
Absolutely not.
We won't go into the if.
I don't know. I mean, that was just a great goal, full stop. I don't think it would have taken anything away from the player at all, to be honest, Egyptian or not. But regardless, it was sad to see that it was pulled back. And then you see the foul and blah, 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 and so on. Okay, fine, right? I can live with that. Again, conspiracy theories are going to argue, well, it's because he scored, then that's why they pulled it back. Maybe if he missed, they wouldn't have pulled it back, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole thing. Again, we don't know that for sure, so we're not going to really speculate.
Yeah. They wouldn't have pulled it back, though, would they? If he'd have missed, it would have just been a goal kick or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they scored.
That's what I'm saying. Because he scored, that's some people may think because he scored, they pulled it back to cancel the goal, right? Fine, whatever. Again, we're not going to delve into that because I'm not interested in what ifs and whatnot. I'm just thinking like what actually happened. And then the Argentina and then Egypt got 2-0 up, right?
Yes.
So
it's got another great goal.
Great goal. Yeah. It's almost like, fuck you, we're going to do it again. And they did it again. And I was happy, brilliant. I thought, right, excellent. We're going to see the end of Argentina here. I feel sorry for Messi because obviously he's a great player and all, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I don't care for Argentina, right? I don't really care for them as a team at all, by the way. Like, not one player, apart from Messi, I like on that team. Like, not close. Anyway. So 2-0, 79th minute, 10 minutes to go, plus added time and all that jazz. What did you think at that time? Do you think this was coming up to the end? Because personally, I actually did. I didn't even think about FIFA and blah, blah, blah and all that stuff. I just thought, Egypt are fucking done good here. But what changed it for me, Stevie, there was one instance where I can't remember I think it was like number 17 or some shit. I can't remember who the player was. You see him in the middle of the park and he refuses a ball from his teammate and he just carries on walking further up the pitch. And at that point I was like, that's not really a good sign because, he's not being taken off. He's still on the field and he's knackered. Like, he's visibly knackered. He can't really do much. And I think at that point, that's when he sort of changed and Argentina were like, right, fuck it, we're going to go for this now. Now,
I thought...
Go on.
No, I did. I mean, up until Egypt scored the first, I did think Argentina at some point would score. And I think I did send it in the text that it would be a Messi comeback. I think I said Messi's going to come back and score and they'll go through. But with just quickly getting back to what you said about the only person that you care for is Messi because you wanted him, to see him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm exactly the same. And I was exactly the same when Maradona used to play for Argentina. I used to dread them going out just purely because I wouldn't be able to witness his greatness, how great he was. Because Maradona to me was the greatest, right? We won't go into that now. And it's the same for all the Messi fans. They just want to see him in the World Cup because he is so great. But I always knew when I had a feeling that they were going to come back. Granted at 80 minutes, I thought, they might sneak a draw and it goes to extra time. I didn't think they'd go on and win it. But yeah, I could see Egypt getting tired and losing the focus. And it was like, look, let's just shut up shop. Any decent side, like maybe European side, I don't know, who has like any nous about them, would have thought, hang on, lads, just play calm, put a defender on, and kind of, shut up shop a bit. But they didn't, did they? They just basically were so open. They kept playing out, long balls that just kept coming back, and it was just a bit like Arsenal against City, wasn't it? They just had no out ball, and he just knew eventually, things were going to happen.
Yeah, they were going to get caught, and caught they were. I think 2-0 up, 80th minute. I thought like that was it. Really, in all honesty, that, like I said, that was that. Then Romero scores from a Messi assist, 79th minute, 2-1, and now was it this goal or was it the Enzo Fernandez? Was the winning goal, wasn't it? The Enzo Fernandez goal. That was the
Messi was the second, wasn't it?
Messi was second. Yeah. So again, assist and a goal. Brilliant once again, just
great finish,
excellent, just excellent player. And then Enzo Fernandez goal, that's the disputed one, isn't it? That's the controversial one. Now I think there was two instances here, wasn't there? Like there was two bits. Now, first of all, McAllister's foul or not foul, what do you think of that? Like, I
didn't see that, and I don't think they focused much on it.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Looking back, I don't actually see any foul, but I've not really had it wasn't analysed much, was it? No. I think they were analysing the Salah incident. So what did you think of that? Did you think it was a foul by...
No, I don't think so. I don't think it was. So, and rightfully so, they didn't look at the McAllister shirt pull or whatever it was. I don't think it was like... No, I don't want to say like it wasn't in the phase of play, because obviously he was, near the box or potentially in the box, but I don't think there was enough in that to call that a foul. So, but yeah, like you said, the Salah one, that was the controversial moment. Now, again, I have my own opinions on this, but please, I want to know yours on the podcast. Let me.
So my argument is the consistency around everything, and whether it was a foul or it wasn't a foul, whether it was a semi-foul, whether it wasn't deemed a foul, we've seen these 50% given, 50% not. So this is where the conspiracy and the grey area comes into, because if you remember when we played Everton and Havertz got fouled in the box and they stood on his foot, no penalty. Do you remember that? It didn't matter because we went and won the game 2-0, I think it was. And there's a lot of these that happen all the time, whether it's the Premiership, whether it's the Champions League, or whether it's international, and they happen all the time. It's either given or it's not. And to me, I didn't think it was. When I looked at it, I thought Salah, he was kind of crouching down. It looked a bit weak. It didn't look like... It just looked like the defender put his foot... Was it Martinez, by the way?
Yes.
It looked to me, it looked like it was just a matter of he was just putting his feet where his feet should go. He wasn't actually making a tackle, if you know what I mean. So to deem that a clear and obvious error, then I don't think it was a foul, because it wasn't a foul to me. I don't know. He asked me for my personal opinion, and I just, regardless of the rules and the laws and the consistency, it's never going to be consistent. But to me, it wasn't a foul. I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I don't think it was a foul. I think the movement of Salah, he was already going over anyway. And like you said, because it wasn't clear and obvious, there was no reason to actually pull that back. And the contrast between that and the Martinez foul, when he got fouled for their goal, was that you could visibly see that the foot was on the foot, right? That's just the way it was. I feel the defender won the ball in the first part of that play, and then Salah obviously went for it. But I think because he saw the defender, like you said, step where he needed to step, I think that's where he sort of like his momentum's already taken him over. He's already thinking about the dive. That's what I think, right? That's, again, we're no experts, but my eyes do not deceive me, okay? I've got 20/20 fucking vision. I can see it on my HD TV clearly, right? It's not blurred, right? So it's funny that everyone sees it differently because of some sort of agenda. But like I've said in the group as well, in our WhatsApp group that I don't really care for Argentina, and when they won, it was bittersweet, really, because like, yeah, all right, I'm happy for this guy, but these fuckers, you know what I mean? I'd rather have Egypt.
Me too.
Gone through. Absolutely, that's not even, you know what I mean? I'm not even denying that. So, but yeah, for me, I don't think I agree with you. I don't think that was a foul on Salah for the reasons that we mentioned, and people, like you said, people will see it differently. Depends what they're looking for. You know, if you want to look for it, you look for it. But it wasn't clear and obvious for them to pull that back because there was many factors, and the fact that the defender won the ball in the first instance, that sort of kind of negated the next phase of play. It's like, well, he's already won the ball. And Salah, you know, it's not like the defender swiped at him. He just planted his foot. And then Salah was like, oh, okay, let me just fucking get on that real quick. But yeah, the controversy still carries on, everything on social media. And many people are obviously of the idea that FIFA loves Messi and Argentina and all that stuff. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
They do get, you know, them type of teams, players do get favourable decisions. And I think, did I send you that link where Joe Cole was talking about it? And he's basically saying, look, he's played for big teams, he's played for small teams, he's played against big teams, etc. He said, and sometimes it's subconscious bias. It's not a conspiracy, it's a subconscious bias that sometimes the bigger players, bigger teams get favourable decisions, and it is. And I kind of agree with that in a way that they do get the bias, whether it's conscious, whether there is a conspiracy to have Messi or whoever in further in the rounds for the global kind of viewers as such. I don't know. We'll never know that because no one's going to come out and admit to it. So you've just got to accept the fact that it's a subconscious bias, and that's as good as we're going to get, really.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes out in 10 years that it was definitely fixed for Messi to win, then yeah, by all means, I'm the first person to be like, all right, fuck that guy. Because at the end, look,
ruined forever.
At the end of the day, yeah. But that's it. That's exactly my point. What I was going to say was the integrity of the sport is just ruined. Like, you know, what the fuck? I don't want that. Because he's my favorite player, that doesn't mean I need to see him win. If he was knocked out again, right, nice one, sad, but it happens. You know, that's just the way that fucking football rolls, man. And yeah, I'd want to see a fucking Egypt versus France in the final. That's mad. Do you know what I mean? Egypt to go in and win the first World Cup. That's crazy. I'd rather see that than Messi win a second World Cup with an asterisk next to it. So, it is what it is. And, you know, you can't really go convincing people because, like I said, they have their own thoughts and opinions and whatnot and agendas. So, yeah, but I feel like yesterday it was more like Egypt blew a 2-0 lead than Argentina got favourite calls from the ref, right? That's the way I look at it. They blew a 2-0 lead, and it was 10 minutes to go. You fucking blew that because you were knackered, right? You can go and they can go and scream, blah blah blah, but no one was screaming that shit at 2-0.
Exactly.
No one was saying that. Oh, mate, Messi's favourite. It's 2-0, mate. And literally, they could have scored a third. It could have been 3, like we said.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. They progress and probably, no doubt, see them in the final. Right, okay, moving on, because that was way too long on Argentina, by the way. I know we touched on other stuff in the middle of that as well, but fuck them guys. England, Stevie. England, they are obviously through. That was a thrilling match against Mexico. Against all the odds, you know, the underdogs, England, they travelled to the Azteca. 21 million miles up in the air where they can't breathe and they need to wear bane masks. And the crowd's throwing rocks and fire sticks at them and breaking the glass and all that shit. So they won. You know, they came out on top. You know, the underdogs, England, David versus Goliath. So
yeah, obviously, you know, we were the underdog. Look, on paper, we were kind of the favourites. In a neutral ground, fucking sea level, whatever, we were the favourites. But at their place, yes, we were underdogs.
Sorry, at sea level, the first image that came to mind was like a Mortal Kombat scene. Do you know what I mean? Fight! With the sea in the background. Oh, brilliant. Okay, go on.
So I agree, mate. Honestly, look, I sat up and watched it live. I wasn't a pussy like yourself, but I was actually, you know, I went to bed about 11. alarm goes off at 1. I know it was delayed by an hour, but I came down at 1.
I had to travel to work, Stevie, in 4 hours.
Whatever.
I had to travel to my place of work.
Pussy.
All right, fair enough.
And so sat there for an hour, fucking matchsticks, and really, really, really entertaining game, mate. Massively, massively glad I sat up and watched it, because although the highlights didn't do it justice, the highlights were pretty good. And I watched them again the next day and got shivers and stuff like that, because it was great. You know, don't get me wrong, it was a great watch. Live, it was amazing. It was kind of like, it had everything. You know, it had great goals, controversy, sendings off, penalties. It was fucking brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, hats off to the lads. You know, I think that's kind of excited me, got me proper involved with it all, because, like I say, up until that point, I was 50, 60% hooked. And after obviously that game now, I'm well hooked onto it, basically. So, yeah, a massive congrats to the lads. You know, we've got baby Haaland in the next round, Odegaard. And obviously, you know, is it an easier game than Mexico? I probably think it is. You know, talk about the England game to me, but, you know, we'll touch on Norway and the outcome of that. But, you know, I do think that game to me set it alight, and it's kind of ignited my passion for it again.
Yeah, no, hey, it was good. I mean, 2-1 first half, brilliant, and then a red card and all the drama that followed that stuff, and, you know, right at the end, right to the death of it. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Like I said, I watched the highlights, the extended highlights, because obviously I didn't watch the full match. But, you know, it is what it is. I didn't want to stay up until fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, Stevie. Like I said, I had to go to work, man. Come on now.
I'm over it, mate. I'm over it. I went back to bed at 4:10, back up at 7 like a trooper.
Nah, fuck that. I'm not into that shit. That sounds awful. That sounds disgusting. I don't want to do that shit. We're going to bench her after this. Are you mad? Well, after the editing. But yeah, you know, 3-2 in the end. Jude Bellingham, obviously, you know, man of the match. He was very good. And this is the problem, right? And I think I'm maybe the only one, or people just, you know, change their minds very, very often. I'm not a big fan. Like, you know, he's a good player. He's a very good player, and I can't take that away from him. But I just feel like his antics sometimes are a bit too much. I don't really care for his personality. I feel like Real Madrid has rubbed on him, but the wrong side of Real Madrid, like not the good side. If there is actually such a thing, you know, Florentino Perez is the devil. So, you know. Not really, by the way. That's a joke. That's a joke, Spanish people. All right, he's all right. He's all right. Madrid fans, he's fine. But yes, so I'm not. You know, he does what he needs to do. He shows up for us. Definitely one of the best players that we have on the team. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird, isn't it? Like, because you can appreciate a player for his talents, but then just not really care for his personality. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
And you've had players like that before. Like when Cristiano Ronaldo first came on the scene, it's like, yeah, you're very good, but your personality shit. That shifted over the years, obviously. Pogba's the same. It's like, yeah, you're good, but you're shit. You know what I mean? So you get the gist. And and that's I don't know. I find that a bit conflicting, to be honest. But you know, fuck, he does the job. He gets the goals, gets the assists. Let's move on. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But what do you feel like? Do you have any strong feelings on Bellingham?
I think, I just echo your feelings with regards to his personality. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of his game. And when he went to Madrid, and I know people might think this is controversial, but when he went to Madrid, I was kind of like, is he that good? And then when I seen him play, and I'm a great fan of Zidane. I know obviously you don't think he was probably your favourites of all time, Zidane, or is it Bucks? I can't remember. But I'm like a massive fan of Zidane, and I thought Bellingham kind of has that swagger about him where he is not quick, not rapid, but he's graceful. He's got technical ability, come out of his ears. It's just that midfield way. He just plays like Zidane. I know he's never going to be as great as Zidane, but he played well against Mexico, and
No, he's
quite rightly man of the match.
Yeah, he's had a good tournament. In all fairness, I think again he's been a very key player. Him and Kane have been the guys really. I know Gordon's obviously done his bit, and to be honest, I can't really hate on the guy because he's actually done all right in some matches or when he's come on like in some appearances.
Who's this?
Anthony Gordon.
Your mate Gordon.
But yeah, no, not my mate at all. To be honest, I don't really see him as a Barcelona player, but I think there's no reason why he can't do well there in not as an intense of a league. You could be fucking legend there. That'd be great to see, to be honest. But anyway, so yeah, on Bellingham, I think we've said this before many episodes ago, when I think during an international friendly or something like that about Bellingham, that I agree with you. The Zidane comparison is on point. The way that he moves and glides from now on, right? That's what we use for Bellingham. Yeah. The way that he glides across the pitch, it is graceful. It is just exuberant, all that stuff, right? All the fancy words, whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, it's just, don't show me the guy after a match, right? I don't want to see his interviews, none of that. Shake hands, see you later, walk down the tunnel. That's all I want to see of Jude Bellingham, right? That's where I leave it. But
yeah, you're right, because Zidane was arrogant, but he wasn't a twat with it, if you know what I mean. He was confident and arrogant at the same time, but you kind of still loved him because he was so great.
And violent by the end, he became John Wick with his head.
Yes. Yeah, bastard.
Yeah, get the fuck down. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was too Scottish.
Norwegian kiss, you bastard.
Mine was from the Highlands. I don't know, somewhere up in Perth or some shit.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and yeah, I agree, and I don't say that like with any sort of reservations. Or I agree. Yeah, it is what it is. I will learn to accept who he is, right? as significant as I am in his life, right? I will accept him for who he is. God damn it,
true,
right? I will give you a hug. I don't care, but no, in all seriousness. So yeah, again. I could be talking out of line. He could be a very, very lovely person, outside of all that stuff. But whatever, from what I can see. Anyway, glad to have him, and hopefully he doesn't get injured. And I think he's going to be obviously very key to our success come that. But let's not forget the rest of the team. Harry Kane, he's been fucking good, man. Like, you can't, again, you just hate to fucking hate him. You know what I mean? Like,
you hate him for his past, but you love him when he plays for England. Kind of, don't get me wrong. He always seems to score against Arsenal.
That's fine.
Take that nothing away from him, but you have to accept for England. He seems to come up with the goods, doesn't he? Most times. Yeah,
I agree. And rightfully the captain, and I think he's matured very, very nicely in terms of like the way that he plays and the way that he conserves energy as well. But yeah, he's been good. Some Saka appearances, they've been all right. I know he hasn't been full fit. He obviously got an assist in the Mexico match. That was
Did you see the
cross,
the text I sent you, by the way, on the group thing with Bellingham's goal when someone was videoing from the side? It didn't look like the net made a move. The net, obviously he scored with his header, didn't he?
Yeah.
And apparently the people on the stadium, that side of the stadium, didn't cheer or anything because it didn't look like the net made a move. It didn't bulge or anything. Did you see that?
Was it sent in the group? Hold on, let me just have a...
Did I send it in the group?
Let me have a look.
But basically, obviously, Saka crosses it, someone's videoing it. Jude Bellingham scores with his header. The net doesn't make any kind of movement whatsoever, and everyone around's kind of like silent. It's fucking eerie and bizarre.
Hold on, I'm watching it right now. So Saka's going in from the right, taking him on, pop, does a little step, crosses in, Bellingham with the... Oh shit, yeah. What the fuck?
And that hasn't moved, that's it.
I mean, why is that guy celebrating? What the fuck does he know that they don't know?
He's celebrating.
This guy's like, what is happening? Yeah, he's so confused.
He's still going to be beheaded.
Wow. Yeah, he's going down, mate. He's going down, yeah. Don't celebrate, you prick. I mean, there was a whole thing in the stadium, wasn't it? Who was the player?
Yeah, they were doing all that too. Jordan Pickford, weren't they?
No, Bentley, wasn't it? It was David Bentley in the stands.
That's right.
Yeah, it was David Bentley in the stands. He was doing this. It's like, dude, are those glasses that you're wearing, or is it one of those fake glasses with the fake eyes? Because that's what it looked like. It's like, I can't take you seriously right now. Like, are you making the googly eyes? Is that the googlies? Shit. But yeah, so Good cross by Saka. And look, it's not like, I think defensively, as we said in the last pod as well, and as we've been saying in the group as well, defensively, I think that's our weakness right now. I haven't been a big fan of Mark Gay. Did he feature in the Mexico game?
He did.
He
was all right, to be fair. He did all right.
Which was it, the match before that he didn't play? I can't remember.
The match before, he was poor. Whether the whole defense was poor.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
He did do really well, actually.
I'm glad.
They played well as a unit, Concert, and which is even more confusing. You got Concert and Kwanzaa. I mean, I was thinking.
Well, you don't have Kwanzaa for the next match, but yeah, you won't have that confusion anymore.
Yeah, very bizarre.
Keir Starmer, fucking pick it up, lad.
Yeah, man.
Pick it up.
Absolutely.
Let's go. We need Kwanzaa.
Who have we been linked with? Kwanzaa then? Not Kwanzaa. We've been linked with Kwanzaa.
With Ezri Kwanzaa, the actual defender, not the other defender.
Kwanzaa, who got sent off, play for Liverpool, or does he leave?
What?
Does he play for Liverpool, Kwanzaa, or did he leave?
No, I think he left. I think he's left Liverpool.
Right,
I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so Kwanzaa, obviously, that whole red card, and it definitely was. I don't think you can disagree with that, right? I know.
No.
I know it was obviously, rolled over the ball and all that stuff, but unfortunately, studs were up quite high, so danger and all that shit. So I had no qualms with that. I don't think anyone else did, to be honest.
No.
But I wanted to talk about real quick, right, about the Balogun overturned red card. I know it's almost ancient history now, the way that the World Cup's moving, but I mean, what's happening, Stevie? What's going on? Like,
look, you're going to have to sort of ad-lib here, because I've never seen the tackle. I've just seen the controversy with Trump, etc., that did a call to Infantino, blah blah blah, and that's all I know.
Oh, okay. So you haven't actually seen the tackle?
I haven't.
Oh.
Was it? I heard.
Okay.
Actually, I heard Ali McCoy or someone saying he ran alongside him, and they both kind of fell into each other. Is that right? I don't know.
No, that doesn't sound right at all. Like, Balogun went for the tackle. Okay, look, I will say, obviously, Balogun didn't go in to snap his fucking ankles, right? And no, I think it was more of an accident, that the way that it happened. But unfortunately, it was studs on ankle, and the ankle twisted. Do you know what I mean? It looked terrible, mate.
Has he broke through the guy's ankle?
No, I don't think he broke the ankle. No,
Who was it? Was it a Kanji?
No,
Who was it?
No.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't really know anything about it.
Who the fuck was it? Hold on. I can't remember who it was, to be honest. Now you tested me now. You tested me now.
You should know, boy.
I should have wrote this down, to be honest.
Done your homework.
I've just put Balogun overturned red card. That doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, okay. So well then move on to the like the fallout and the potential fallout of what this means then, that a president's getting involved with the FIFA of the presidential FIFA president, or Infantino. Yeah. So them two kind of obviously conspired and said, look, it's not really a free kick. Can you reinstate USA's best player? Is that what's kind of happened?
Yeah, and Trump's come out and actually admitted that as well. So I'm just going to watch that, the replay. It's against Bosnia, by the way. The game. Hold on. So they're both sort of like mid, about to land to get the ball, and basically Balogun lands on the guy's ankle.
Oh,
okay.
So is it a foul?
I mean, I think they saw it as endangering a player, to be honest, because it was stood. So, okay, obviously slow motion is going to make it worse, but here we go. So Tyler Adams, Robinson, controls it. Hold on, where is it? Where is it gone? It was studs on ankle and ankle twist. Do you know what I mean? It was a foul, and it was a red card because
was it an accidental foul?
Yeah, again, I have no doubt in my mind that Balogun didn't go into that tackle thinking, I'm going to fuck this guy up. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't think that's what happened. It was... So here we go. So they're both sort of like on each other, and then, it's the back... It's the back of the sort of the Achilles.
Suits you, sir.
So it's the back of... That's what the foot's doing, by the way. It's doing this. So it's the Achilles at the back. That's
Achilles.
Achilles, yeah. It's Greek, actually. Yeah. It's basically studs on the back, and it was definitely a red card. But anyway, look, regardless of whether it was a red card, and you can argue one way or the other, I just don't think it's acceptable that a head of state that powerful can just make a phone call and change the rules of the game. I think that's the more upsetting part of it, right? And again, Balogun's got nothing to do with this because he was the unfortunate guy in this situation. I don't think there's people out there with pitchforks wanting to kill Balogun or anything like it. No, it's more the decisions that were made afterwards. And I feel like even if it was a mistake, right, let it go through the proper channels, right? Appeal it or whatever you need to do. Don't just be like, phone call from President Trump. That just doesn't look good. Whether Trump was like, yo, Gianni, right, I need you to fucking fix this before I fine your ass or put some tariffs on you, right? Or if it was just like, I suggest that red card or blah. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Either way, don't come out and fucking admit to it. Just be like, okay, we went through the proper channels. We
understand it. That's the thing, is he doesn't understand soccer.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Yeah. He doesn't understand.
Again, it's most of the American sort of social media people, like, whether they're professionals or not, they're just, I feel sorry for Balogun, and maybe it's like, all right, it doesn't matter if you feel sorry for the guy, it's the red card, it's the rules of the fucking game, move on.
Exactly.
Right? Not everyone can be a fucking winner, right? Not everyone can participate.
It's like the Southampton Hull scenario. They've broken the law, they can't do that, he can't cheat.
Yeah.
Set an example. Yeah. Not like, oh God, they cheated once, so let's let them off. No,
exactly.
Set a rule.
Yeah, exactly. Set a rule. Yeah, that's it. It's been set now, and this has been set as well. It's like anyone can fucking do it. So I think
did Balogun play, by the way?
Yes,
when they got
beat,
he did it right. So yeah, it was insignificant and it made no difference.
Made no difference.
The ironic thing, yeah.
No, but that's again, that's not what everyone's arguing about. Is just the integrity, as we've said. This is the second time, by the way, we've used the word integrity on this podcast tonight. So it must mean that shit's fucking about to hit the fan. So I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see that in football. No. I just want my football and our football that we grew up watching. I want that back, right? That's what I want. And if you can manage to get rid of VAR in there as well, fucking get rid of it.
I think we're kind of heading into the highway to hell, really, aren't we?
Yeah, and this is it. And there was quotes, I don't know how true they are, from Maradona from way back in 2018 when he was saying about the United States, when he found out that was going to happen there. They're going to change the game into 4 quarters and blah, 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 and all this. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that actually came from Maradona, but if he did say that back in 2018, he fucking nailed it, because that's exactly what's happened. And we're not going to get into the ration breaks. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it because we did that already. And then go listen to the last podcast. We made our feelings very, very clear. So yeah, look, politics out of football. That's all we're asking, right? It's not too much to ask for. But yeah, look, anything else that you want to? Oh, sorry. Actually, I do have a couple more things on football. Spain, Portugal. Mikel Merino.
Fucking horrible game.
It was shit game, terrible. I don't want to talk about it because it was literally a horrible game to watch. But the silver lining.
Your mate.
Super fucking Mick, mate. Right? We got Super Mick Merino. That's exactly what we fucking have. He stepped up, got the goal.
Yeah.
After it was
just
fouled.
A quick one. We'll talk about Spain in a second, but going back to Balogun.
Yes, do it.
Would you have still had him at Arsenal? Would you have him back if there was some sort of clause in it where he could have bring him back if we wanted him? Or is he just kind of another, what's his face that went at Crystal Palace?
Nketiah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Quicker version of Nketiah.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a bit quicker, but that's probably all I'll give him, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, and again, are you meaning at this stage of Arsenal right now? Or is he coming in as happy as a sub, or is he wanting to
as a replacement for Jesus, kind of coming in as a third choice striker, possibly? I don't know. Anyway, it's hindsight.
I'm going to say, right, if he's happy with something like that, then by all means, you bring him back. But because he's a body and he's decent enough to like make some sort of to score some goals, I guess. But anyway, forget that.
Big mate.
Forget fucking big Florin. No, what's his name? Florin. It's Florin Balogun.
Florin.
Not Florian. Florian.
Florida. Florida.
Florence is in Deutschland right now.
Yes. So Big Mick, super sub.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You said it. He's going to come on and get the winner.
It had that sense and feeling, didn't it? Like, if people
it would have been nice if it was a header.
I don't care. It was a good passage of play, to be honest, because he got fouled. He made the pass, made the run, got the pass, made the goal. Happy days. And again, that's what he was doing for us. He was finding himself in those positions, man. And that's what we have missed Mikel Merino, right? I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care what you say, because I know your feelings on him. We have missed Mikel Merino. We have. I'm sorry to put that out there. I'm sorry to make that reality for you, Stevie. It is what it is, right? It's happened. But yeah, it comes on. And for people out there listening, by the way, if you're doubting about me messaging in the group that this feels like a Merino 1-0, I will show you the fucking screenshots, right? Because I was absolutely proud of that call, and I meant it from the heart. That's how much I love Mikel Merino.
Oh God, he's subtle.
I don't care. He's brilliant, and I think he's class. He's like the sort of wild card from like players, like your favorite players at Arsenal, but then you have to pick like one wild card. He's the guy for me.
He's like the Pierre Gasly of the Formula One era world.
I am so glad you brought Formula One up, by the way, because that's a nice segue into talking about Silverstone. But no, actually, before we do talk about Silverstone, obviously the Spain-Portugal, Spain won, Mikel Merino, all that stuff. Very happy about that. But what made me even happier, Stevie? What made me even happier? Do you know?
What made me happy as well?
I think so.
The fucking wanker got knocked out. The fucking cunt of a team, Portugal, with all the fucking cunts in that team.
Yeah.
Thank fuck for them fuckers getting knocked fucking out, the cunts.
I don't know if that was.
I don't mind Portuguese, but Portugal.
So let's just get that clear. The Portugal as a country and Portuguese as people. Yes, both beautiful, by the way. I love Portugal. Plan on going next year at some point. Anyway, but yeah, I think Portugal are my Argentina of Europe.
100%.
Right? It's uncanny, like the sort of mirror. They have the best players in the world, yet the rest of the team are complete fucking ass clowns that I just genuinely I have zero interest in entertaining any of them.
They're kind of worse than Argentina, aren't they? I think they actually are worse.
You know what? Yeah, because you know why? Do you know why? My new
David Silva.
Not David Silva. David Silva was good, man. David Silva was excellent. He was a Spanish player.
Bernardo, I mean.
Absolutely the rat bastard. So he's my new hated player, by the way. Like, I don't know. I have just pure disdain for him. Like, I do not want to see that guy in the Premier League ever again, by the way. So yeah, I'm glad that those cunts are out, and obviously Bruno Fernandes, you know, he's the top cunt there as well. So I'm glad they're fucking gone. And I just don't think Ronnie's comment after the match of comparing his Euro win to a World Cup is good way to go out, to be honest. I feel like that's just a very sore loser right there. A guy who can't just accept it. It's like, just dude, accept it, right? We're probably going to see you in the next World Cup. Let's just be honest with ourselves. But, you know, you need to play differently. He needs to do what Messi did. Right? He needs to be patient and make those fucking little walks around, because people are still scared of Ronaldo, right? Let's just make no mistakes about it, right? He can still do some shit, but the rest of the team had enough of him. It's like, dude, we don't need you here anymore. Like, go home. You know what I mean? He's that one friend where you're like, who asked you to be here? Do you know what I mean? We're close friends here. Who asked you to come? Anyway. So yeah, the comments, I think, you know, it just shows more about his character, and, you know, it feels like he's reverted back to type of, you know, what he used to be like back in the early Madrid days and the late Man United days. So, you know, I don't really care for that. For me, a footballer, like we said before, I just need them to play well. I don't care for any of this. Like, I want them to have a personality, of course, but, you know, there is people, normal, regular people watching you who don't have that sort of, you know, luxury or whatever it is. Anyway, so glad to see them go. But obviously, another player that I'm sad to see go is Mohamed Salah, and you know, he did well, valiant effort, but that's it. End of the road, end of World Cup appearances, I would imagine. How old is Salah? Like 37, 38? 34. Is he? Wow. So we're going to see him in the next World Cup. Excellent. Wow, no. Brilliant. I'd love to see it, by the way. I actually would.
I doubt it.
If he does, I'm there. Right, I'm there to see it. Anyway,
he's struggling now, I think. But
yeah, I think so as well. I think so. Again, I think this World Cup should really switch him and Ronaldo on and be like, right, Messi did this, right, for his team. So we're going to do the same thing, or we're going to play in a similar style where we don't have to fucking waste too much energy, but when we get the ball, we are going to be the difference makers. And if that happens, yeah, there's no reason why not. Right. So going into Formula One, by the way.
Yeah.
Silverstone.
Very good.
Silverstone on Sunday. That was epic race.
Nice.
Really, really enjoyed
Nice.
it. I wish we both wish we were there, as we've said before. And talk to me, man. Talk to me. Ferrari.
Yeah.
What are these men doing?
So obviously, we'll talk about Lewis first.
Yes.
Had a bit of a decent sprint weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, he came second, didn't he? Got pole, came second, and hoping that he would have took that momentum into qualifying on Saturday, but for whatever reason, he couldn't get the balance right, and Charlie pipped him to second, and obviously Antonelli, which we knew they've got the better car, and he's obviously the better driver. But yeah, Charlie did what was unexpected, really, and he got the first corner, which they are pretty good off the line, aren't they, at the moment, Ferrari. And I think I said to you, I just had a feeling that Antonelli wasn't going to win it. I don't know why. I was looking at his face, it was surreal. I was telling you, wasn't I? I said he was putting his hat on, and his hair was sticking out the front of his other thing, the fire protector thing,
the balaclava,
and his hair was sticking out the front. Before he put his hat on, I thought, he's not going to win this today. And it was just a feeling of
that's a weird connection. I'm not going to lie. That is some freaky stuff. I'm not going to lie.
It was just when you know something. I just knew he wasn't going to win. I just thought, he's not going to win this. And then when Charlie got the front, I thought, he could win this.
Yeah.
And I said to you on a previous pod that Charlie does well at Silverstone. I know he hasn't probably historically, but I thought he could win it.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, bad about fucking hell. Where do you start with it? It was just immense from the off, really, wasn't it? It was incident after incident, brilliant overtakes from wherever you looked. And, great end that was ruined by the fucking safety car, but
we'll touch on the safety car just right at the end. But look, Ferrari, obviously, one side of the garage, I had just an amazing day. And it was good to hear the Italian national anthem, by the way, on the podium again. I got confused for a moment because I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I was like, oh yeah, that's the Monaco one. Shit, I haven't heard that in a long time. But yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? So I just refreshed my mind about the Monegasque fucking national anthem. But yeah, look, you know my feelings about Charlie more than anyone in this world, right? You know how I feel about him. I genuinely feel like I'm his older brother who just gets annoyed at him for doing some dumb shit. It's like, bro, come on, man. Just, fucking grow up, basically. That's what I want to say to him every time. Be like, just grow the fuck up. But unfortunately, we will be right back. And we are back on the episode with Larry and Stevie. Welcome to part number 2.
Hello. How are you?
Part number 2. All right. Okay. That was too much. I got too much in the Monegasque French language there. You know what I mean? Anyway. What was I saying? I was saying something. Yeah. So about Leclerc, right? Yeah. So I just want to tell
your
him,
older brother.
His older brother, because by age, technically, I know he's more successful, but shit, man, like he's like, dude, I don't want your money. I just need you to listen to me and not do dumb shit, right? Like that's all I need from you. And so I'm very happy when he wins. Like genuinely, he is one of my favorite drivers. As much as I talk shit about him, he is one of my favorite drivers. I really like his style. I just really wish he had a ruthless side about him, like Verstappen, like Hamilton when he needs to turn it on. Piastri when beginning of last season he had a ruthless side at the beginning. I want something like that from Charlie. Like I just need him to take fucking charge of Ferrari. It's like, dude, you've been here for 7-8 years now. Almost 10 years. Yeah. It's like, dude,
long time. It's
like they appreciate that you're a good driver, but if they've been basing their cars on Leclerc's advice or analysis, then I just don't think that's been working. And I feel like with Hamilton there, as we've said many times before, that was a part of the reason why he went to Ferrari, because they needed to build a championship winning car. And I'm not saying that this is the one, by the way. I'm not saying that this is the car. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It's Ferrari. Next race, they're probably going to DNF both cars from the fucking qualifying, right? They're not even going to make the race. So it's what Ferrari do, and we sort of learned to live with that. But yeah, so one side of the garage for them was brilliant and deserved win. Driver of the day. I think he won that.
Yeah.
I think he won the vote, didn't he? And I was about to vote, but I couldn't fucking find the link. I know it said /vote, but I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, it's all fixed anyway.
So yeah, he won that, which is again very deserved. And then, you look at Lewis and you think, what could have been? What could have been?
I look at it. I would say I was pissed off right at the end when they brought him in, and he could have, but he didn't know obviously that, and I don't think anyone knew that they were going to keep it out for the final lap.
Full duration. It
was very close, and he probably would have lost if he hadn't changed his tyres, and if no, they didn't bring George in though, did they?
No, George did out,
didn't he? But look, if they kept him out, he wouldn't have got past George. George have got past him? Who knows? He'll never know. But he started third and he finished third, so he can't really complain. He wasn't going to ever catch
Charlie. No, I don't think he was.
No, he wouldn't catch Charlie. He might have got George, but he was only going to get another 3 points, wasn't he?
Well,
2 points.
He also got a 5-second penalty as well, didn't he? At the end for I think was it a false start?
Yeah, it was false start. Yeah, he didn't move, did he? He clicked the button. He clicked the button where it puts it into gear, I think.
Right, and then it sort of
the car jerked, didn't it? Ready?
Jolted. Yeah. Okay, so it's fine. Look, I don't mind that if that rule is always applied. I don't mind that. Right, that's fine. I know it's a bit annoying. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, it moved a millimeter. No, I'm happy with that.
Just quickly on that one, could they have just added it on at the end, or doesn't it work like that? Could they have not done that? Or did they have to do it in the pit stop?
They didn't do it in the pits. It was at the end. They made the decision at the end. So I don't think so. I don't.
He did it in the pits. They give him the 5-second penalty just before they changed his tyres in the first pit stop.
Was it?
Yeah, and I was thinking, why did they do that? Why did they just add it on at the end?
Are you sure it wasn't at the end?
Because he lost his place to George then.
Right. Oh, for some reason in my head, I had it as, they decided that at the end because I remember the commentators talking about it. Right, okay.
No, they were thinking about adding another penalty on or something.
Oh, was it? Right, okay. Well, fair enough. I mean, either way, he ended third, which is, that's fine. But
he started third, yeah.
But the strategy, and in hindsight, it's like, all right, cool. That was the best result that you could get, obviously. But at the time, it's like, you could have, Ferrari really...
They could have had a 1-2, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could have had a 1-2, yeah. But again, penalties and all that stuff. So... Which is fine. It is what it is. And again, it's a 1-3. Who cares on the podium, right? It's Ferrari getting the haul of the points. George got lucky to be in that. It's fine. And again, I don't know how I feel about George. Right? I flip-flop on him. It's like when you don't talk, same as Bellingham said, when you don't talk, right, you're good. I don't mind you. But when you open your mouth and whine and cry, I don't want to see that, right?
He's trying to do the umpire's job for everyone on the pitch kind of thing, isn't he?
It's like you're the teacher's pet. That's what he is. He's the prefect at school.
Real shit, basically.
Wankstein. That's what he is. Yeah, exactly. He gets his fucking head dug into the toilet, the bastard. But yeah, he got lucky, but that's fine, And on the flip side, Kimi was unlucky because
that ruined it, didn't it? At the end, because he potentially would have caught all of them and won it.
Yeah,
I would have thought.
I think so. I was afraid that was what was going to happen, to be honest. But because
he was second, wasn't he?
He was second. Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, he was catching.
He would have won
by a second.
Yeah, he would have won.
He would have won it.
Yeah, he would have won it. And I feel for him. I really do, because again, he had a tremendous drive as well. Even with that problem that happened and started slowing him down, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to go and finish it anyway."
Yeah, I loved it. I loved that.
And I think it was the wheel cover or something like that, wasn't it? Part of the aero.
It was pretty damaged. It was pretty damaged.
But by the end, wasn't it? But by the end, it was like, I think the suspension had fallen off or some shit because the tire was bouncing or some shit like that. So yeah, I do feel for him, but that's the nature of the sport, and this is why we love it. And we're talking about football as well. This is why we love the sport, because anything can happen, and I don't want shit to be decided for me. In American sport,
you like controversy, don't you? You like we like VAR decisions that get people talking. I think that's what they like. They like Verstappen crashing kind of with 3 laps to go, whatever it was, or 5 laps to go. It's great. It's entertainment. It's like, whoa, fucking hell. One of the ex-world champions is kind of fucked up.
He fucking binned it, mate.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
So, brilliant. I feel, again, I feel for Max as well, because I think he would have, he was having a decent race, even though the Red Bull was a pile of shit at Silverstone. He still managed to put in some laps, didn't he? Like he was still up there.
And so did Hadjar, to be fair. They both did pretty well.
Yes, and I like that because you've got two cars there, and I think at one point throughout the weekend it was literally 2x2x2, wasn't it? Ferraris, Mercedes, and so on. So that was good to see. To be fair, it was like, okay, I haven't seen that in a long time, but there you go, because you see that at the bottom. Aston Martins, the Cadillacs, the Audis, but I don't care for that, right? No. I want to see that shit at the top. I want to see the competing teams, and if it means by after the summer break, all the teams have upgraded and are sort of closer to the top, which I think Mercedes are the benchmark, if I was reading that correctly. So Mercedes are the benchmark. They don't get any engine upgrades, and then the rest are sort of like a few seconds behind, and they get the upgrades, but not so much. Anyway, it's only a small percentage, and if they all make improvements by the beginning of the second half of the season, then that's going to be a very, very interesting end. Like, leading up to it, it's going to be brilliant to watch, because
I have a feeling that Max will do exactly what he did last season and
make a charge.
Have a strong second half of the season.
Well, if Red Bull want to keep him, that's what they need to do. Because
if they don't, then maybe not. Yeah,
I think the rumors are doing the rounds. But sorry. And before we, because we're going to wrap up on that and the safety car, the McLarens, it's funny to see what happens when you don't have a fast car, right? Like Lando had last season. And the driver's skill only has so much input. The rest has to be the car, right? I think that's clear, especially this season for McLaren. For both drivers, by the way. I'm not just picking on Norris. But again, see, we haven't really mentioned Norris this season, have we? Like, since the season's begun, I don't think we've actually talked about McLaren that much.
No.
Which I like to keep it that way, and this is when I like Norris. Again, same as all the other people that we mentioned before. It's like, just be quiet and you're fine, right? I don't mind you, but when you talk shit, that's when it gets a bit blurry for me. It gets a bit in the grey area. But yeah, so McLaren's, they're not. I think that obviously they're going to bring upgrades. I think Zach Brown was saying after Belgium and so on, or for the Belgium Grand Prix, which again I'm looking forward to. Spa, I think that's next. Is Spa next?
Father-in-law's going.
Or is it Hungary next?
Sorry? No, it's Belgium, because the father-in-law's going.
God damn it. Right.
Lucky bastard. Yeah. The ones that never asked me. Never mind.
Anyway, that's fine. We're gonna go to Silverstone next season.
We'll do it. And I wouldn't mind going to the Belgium one.
Do you want to?
The Austrian one's the one.
Look, I love the Austrian Grand Prix, by the way. Like, watching it, even driving it on the F1 games, by the way, it's one of my favorite tracks. Yeah, it's so fantastic. Good. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quickly.
What we were saying. Yeah. So Spa next. Not next week.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. That's right.
Weekend,
so that weekend I'm up.
No, it's this weekend.
No,
it's 14.
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah, because I'll be up
2 weeks. Yeah. It's a 2-weeker.
So that's going to be interesting to see McLaren as well. And again, same applies. If all the teams are getting closer to each other, that's shit. I want to see racing.
Should be good races. Yeah. Plenty of overtakers.
Exactly.
So
I want to see that. Yeah. And the track itself is just spot on.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole alternating years, by the way. I don't care for that when that starts for Spa. And I think it's the wrong track to do that with. You do that with maybe Monaco, treat Monaco like every 4 years, like the World Cup sort of thing for the
100%.
F1. Just do that.
Monaco's fucking shit.
Just do that. Do you know what I mean? Every 4 years, you have the Monaco Grand Prix. Say, big event,
it'll bring more interest and glamour and etc. As more,
Thank you.
Because everyone's, it's like, next year, I probably wouldn't even watch it because it's such a procession, isn't it? Unless they bring some amazing upgrades and sounds and stuff like that, and everyone's dead close and you can overtake. But it's a procession.
But this is the point, right? Okay, I don't know, obviously, with the real estate in fucking Monaco, because, whatever. But if you give it 4 years at a time, like every 4 years,
like Christmas should
or
be.
every 2 years, right? Whatever. Every 2 years, if you don't want to do 4 years, every let's say every 4 years. Fuck it, because that sounds bad. Every 4 years, that gives enough time to make any improvements or upgrades on, like, okay, so the drivers drove this season X1, but they complained about turn 1, right? Turn 1's this, blah, blah, blah. Current car generation can't do that. Okay, let's get that moved. So by the time the next 4 years rolls around, the improvements have been made, track's been laid, whatever it is. Do that. I'm going to clip this up, by the way, and I'm going to tag the FIA, and it's like, just do this, because no one wants to fucking see Monaco. And at the same time, you give other tracks a 3-year sort of contract. Do you know what I mean? Like a Portimao, for example, in Portugal, you give them 3 years and it's like, okay, on the 4th year, it's Monaco, but then after that, it's you again.
Absolutely agree.
Anyway, whatever. Who the fuck are we? Just the fans and, the people paying for this shit.
They don't listen to us.
No, they don't fucking listen to
minions.
They want to listen to fucking Louis Vuitton and on fucking Rolex. All that shit. Fuck them. But yeah, look, F1, it was fun at Silverstone. It was really good. And yeah, of course, Ferrari for us, I think that's just sort of icing on the cake, like you said at the top of the part.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning here. Top of the sequence.
Yeah, I think, like you say, it was a great race, fantastic race, but what a fucking ruin they did at the end.
Yes,
they've ruined it. Every excitement I had for it, every love and every ounce of excitement, I thought, what a fucking fantastic race. Looking forward to the last lap where, it could have been, everything happened in one lap, which would have been ultimate. And they fucking ruined it, honestly, mate. The deflation is an understatement.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think when the signal came up, safety car going in, me and you on messages were like, "Yep, this is it. Let's fucking do it. This is going to happen." And then it didn't happen. And then you find out they had some sort of error with a computer software, whatever that means.
Yes,
I don't know what that means, but hey, look, it favored Ferrari. If what happened, it favored Ferrari, so I don't really care. But again, I'm just gonna go away from the conspiracies and just be like,
which it's obvious, like it's in plain sight that it's a conspiracy, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
It's too obvious now.
Yeah, we're not interested because it's clearly happening in football. It's obviously happening in F1, and obviously you have Mohammed bin fucking Suleiman or whatever his name is, the FIA director, president. He's president for life now. He managed to change that rule. Tell me which direction this shit's going in. I will say this though. When he gets the permanent appointment, or when it's made official or whatever, if he keeps introducing V8s and V10s back into production and back into F1 racing and makes it more interesting like that, then by all fucking means,
absolutely,
mate.
They're doing it next year. They're bringing like an upgraded engine next year. That it's like a V8 or V10 or something like that. I was reading somewhere that they were going to do some kind of upgrade to the engine. There's something next year that's going to be make it.
So what they're going to do is they're going to actually split the electric and the electric motor and the normal engine. They're going to do that as close to a 50-50 split. I think it's like 54-46 in favor of the normal engine, which is fine. Like, look, I don't care for this strategic boost now, save boost, I'll take you in the next corner. It makes it interesting, but like as has been said before, it's like false racing, really, isn't it?
That was my argument at the start of it.
It was.
I wasn't in favor of it. I know it was interesting to watch, but if you remember, I did say absolutely. It's like false, isn't it? It's false economy.
And for a while, it made it interesting, but like you said, it got boring because it's like you kind of see what's going to happen now, right? Yeah. Oh, Max has just been overtaken by fucking Hadjar. Yeah. It's like, nobody's just going to take him on the next corner and he's going to fuck off.
Exactly.
So, you're absolutely right. I think some changes like that need to be made, and if it's split 50-50, it'd be great. Right. Stevie, look, anything else that you want to... Yeah, go on, please.
Let's quickly talk about transfers for our beloved.
Yes, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Any news?
I've seen a lot of fucking rumours.
Some rumours?
So... the main one obviously is Guimarães. I think he looks like the most likely one that may be coming our way. Obviously, there's talk of Rodgers, which, Guimarães and Rodgers, it look like the definite two that I think that we're likely to push right to the end to try and get. There's this guy with the Austrian, is he? I can't remember his name. Timisaz or someone like that. Timisaz, can't remember his name. He looks a possibility for 35 million.
Wasn't the Greek? Solis.
Was he Greek?
The Solis.
Solis.
Yeah,
Solis or something. Yeah,
Solis
he was
or something.
Strange, yeah. 35 million. Yeah, I'm don't really know much about him.
No.
Whether he'd be decent, I don't know, because could he just be another younger version of Trossard? Which for 35 million, I don't think it's too bad as a kind of a backup.
A younger version of Trossard. Bring that guy any day of the fucking week. You sign that guy straight up.
Yeah, and I think he's a bit of a quicker version, so I think he's a bit more skillful version of Martinelli. So, but any other names? There's Yildiz that we've been mentioned.
Underwhelming.
Barcola.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And fucking Wan-Bissaka. And obviously there's Meisler, which that's kind of really brought me down.
It's Melier, isn't
anyway.
it? It's Melier. Ivan Melier, the goalkeeper.
Melier, whatever, he's shite.
Look, Stevie, let's just be honest, right? He's going to be a backup keeper, yeah?
He's going to be a third choice. He's got to be third. They can't get rid of Kepa and have him second.
I think Kepa will go, right? I think Kepa demonstrated enough that he wants to be playing full time, right? I think he demonstrated that enough when he was playing for us.
He's good enough, to be fair, though, isn't he?
He's good enough, yeah. But he's better than, sat on a bench keeper. He's not that level.
Yeah.
He's better than that for sure. And yeah, it could be like a Fulham type or a Brentford, for example, right?
Everton type thing.
Not Everton, obviously, because Pickford is going to die between the posts, isn't he?
Well, whatever.
They're going to literally have a statue at the fucking Everton stadium right in the middle of the goal and be like, right, that's our new goalkeeper. He's Pickford the 14th or some shit. Anyway. In terms of Rodgers,
with his T-Rex hands.
But hey, you can't fault the guy, right? He's a good keeper. I can't even hate him. Yeah, I can't hate him. Same as Haaland, I can't hate them either. What was I saying? Yeah, so with Guimarães and Rodgers, now the question that you need to ask is, I think they're very similar in terms of players. Rodgers is far better. This is going to be my question now. Is he worth almost double what Guimarães is worth? If Guimarães is worth 60 and Aston Villa are asking for like 110 million, because guaranteed that's the minimum they're going to ask for, by the way. Like they're not going to ask for it.
It'll push up to probably closer to 120, 130, I think. But look, he's 23, 24. Guimarães is 29. So he's got 5 years on him. Rice was 105 million. And we're in an inflated market at the moment. Look, obviously, Anderson's going to City. Tonali's 100. I would just pay it. If it was 120 million for Rodgers, the market, someone else will just go and buy it. Chelsea will go and do it. Someone that we don't want him to go to, he'll go. Man United will go and buy him, or someone like or even Tottenham. That's my worry. And as much as I like Rodgers, no, he's probably not worth 120, 130 million. But look, Anderson, is he worth that much? No, but I would rather have Rodgers than Anderson because we've got Rice, we've got Zubimendi. Are we going to get Rodgers and Guimarães? Where does that leave Zubimendi?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be both.
This is the thing.
I don't think it's going to be both. And personally, by the way, I am underwhelmed by both Guimarães and Rodgers. However, I will admit that Rodgers, I feel like, is better, and I think under Arteta he will do a lot better as well. And there's definitely room for more of an improvement from Rodgers.
I mean, we've got Eze though. This is the other thing, isn't it? Where does Eze come into this?
Exactly.
Eze is similar to Rodgers.
And very similar.
So do we just need cover for Rice with Guimarães and then go and get Vinícius? Or
one of them, is one of them playing left wing, and then we need cover we need another left winger, like a younger one who can step in. Again, Again, this is why obviously these are all transfer rumours rather than anything's decided. But personally, if you had one 120 million to spend, right? So you've got one batch here. It's like, right, you got 120 to spend. Go buy a player. Who are you buying for our team for next season, right? Who are you buying?
Vinícius.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
Cavacchellia, but he's not going to come.
Yeah, no, of course. That falls almost like the Haaland dream, to be honest, right? That's almost in that category. Vinícius, because there's been a lot of rumours coming out. Look, I've got my reservations about him. I've said it in the last pod as well. But as a statement signing, I think it's huge. It's massive. Whether he's going to be any good for us or not, that's another question. If he comes in and he's like a fucking Alexis Sanchez, right? Then I will shut my mouth for the rest of the season, right? When we do these podcasts, I'm just going to nod and give you like eyebrow movements. I'm going to make sure my eyebrows are going to grow even bigger than this, right?
No, I'll bring it up every game, but no.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's again 120 million. I feel like that's doable, especially if he's not signing another contract and he threatens to leave for free. I'd
rather him come to Arsenal and go anywhere else, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. And I think with someone like Arteta wouldn't bring a Vinícius Júnior in knowing his attitude record. He wouldn't bring him into this team unless he is sure that he's going to have him under control. right? And I don't mean like you change the way that he plays, because I don't think Vinícius was going to stand for that. And again, the whole point of bringing him in is so he plays his own style, right? Well, I don't need you to play like Martinelli, right? No, you play like Vinícius Júnior. So that's fine. I mean, 120 million for Vinícius. Obviously, for me, the first point of call is go to PSG and be like, look, can we discuss Kvaratskhelia for a second? No, all right, cool. I'm heading off to Spain. And that's fine. I can live with that. Fuck it. Bring us Vinícius, I can live with it, right? But do you think he would do well though? Like realistically, do you think he would do well?
What I really like, what I've seen in Brazil, and you might disagree here, but Martinelli played through the middle and he seemed really to play a lot better.
Yes.
Now we've got the Brazilian connection with Gabriel and Martinelli, so we've got a couple of Brazilians already there. If they said to you today, as an Arsenal supporter, we are bringing in Guimarães and Vinícius Júnior, to me that is fucking sweet music to my ears. That would be
too many Brazilians, no?
Look, you can never have too many Brazilians, but because they could use Martinelli down the middle, couldn't they? Have obviously Vinícius in his favourite position on the left. And I think that to me is fucking unbelievable, mate. Honest, if we can get Vinícius and Guimarães, because Guimarães to me, I do think. Look, where we need strengthening mainly is what we were talking about this the other day. We probably need quite a lot of signings, but we definitely need cover for Rice, definitely 100%. I agree. So that is going to be our first signing. Is someone like Guimarães, or which I thought was going to be potentially Tonali, would have been loved Tonali, but Guimarães, don't get me wrong, he's not it's underwhelming like you say, but he's a great replacement. He's Premiership proven. He can score goals. He can link play really, really well. So to me, if we get Guimarães and then we go and get Vinícius, I'll be made of.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying, but for me, again, like I said, I just don't think Bruno is. I don't think he would come anyway, because it's like, well, he's not going to play second fiddle to Rice. Right?
Do you not think he's going to come?
Well, is he replacing Rice, or is he cover? Because I don't think he's going to come for cover. I'll be honest with you. He will get a lot of game time from the beginning of the season, because Rice is going to obviously recover, and that's very good. Yes, very good. I mean, look, that's a dependable player, right? If that's the only reason you're bringing him in, or one of the main reasons you're bringing him in, then yeah, fair enough. I can definitely get behind that, because it means that you are saving one of our best players, if not one of the best midfielders in the whole world right now. So that's fine. That I can definitely live with that. But if you're bringing in Guimarães and he's expecting to play and knock Rice out of that standing order, then I don't think he's going to like that, right? And he seems like a type of player who could cause some shit in the fucking locker room, right? A revolt against Arteta. But that's my only reservations with Guimarães, to be fair. And as I said in the group, it is quite underwhelming as a signing, even though it's very effective. I'm not disputing that he's very good as a player, of course. Underwhelming though. He's not the statement signing.
What do we need? I know you're saying underwhelming. I know we all want Kvaratskhelia, we want Vinícius, we want. But that's different. That's
different. That's different positions, though, isn't it? That's for the wings, and for the wings, there's
different
options.
In midfield, then.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who's going to be happy to come in, who's ready to go for the first few weeks of the season, but then potentially sit out during the remainder of the season, or just play cup games. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be a good balance there. I mean, yes, again, Guimarães is a good player, but there's a few reasons why I feel like he wouldn't come. And one of them would be, it's like, well, what am I going to do when Rice comes back? Who am I going to take? Who's place? Do you know what I mean? Like, again, could be things that are definitely already been sorted between club and player. Of course, this is just from a fan's perspective.
This is what you're thinking. I understand that.
You know what I mean?
I would look at it like, look, we've won the Premiership now. We need to get that level where City have been for the last sort of 5 or 10 years, where they have got 11 first team players sat on the bench. And if Rice is going to take a couple of weeks, couple of months to get back up to speed, then Guimarães and Zubimendi in the midfield is like, wow, we haven't dropped off. We've got fucking Guimarães and we've got Zubimendi. And then it can kind of look, you don't know what's been said. If there is a deal going to be had, you can be like, right, Rice and Zubimendi are our main two midfielders, with Odegaard and Eze or whoever in the midfield. But it could be a mixture. They could rotate them all the time. You can have 60 minutes today.
Absolutely.
We've got Champions League on Wednesday because the Champions League Premiership. It's the rotation, which I don't mind. You're going to be playing in the Premiership this week. You can play in the Champions League because we've got this team, and I think that we need that as a Premiership champion. Now we need
rotation.
We don't.
We need effective rotation.
We don't need Norgard sat on the bench because he didn't trust him. We need someone that he's going to trust. Yeah. And Guimarães, underwhelming, you might clear that, but to me, I think the three of them rotating will be perfect.
He would be a very nice functioning part of the cog of the machine, right? It would be a very shiny cog for the machine to work, right? It just keeps on working.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm not disputing that at all. Like, and again, I'm not saying, when I say underwhelming, that doesn't mean like, oh, I think he's a bad player. No, of course not. But when you factor in what we've said, in this episode, and the he's got that Xhaka mentality where he will just fucking explode. I don't know whether that's the right fit for the team, but like you said, if a conversation's been had in the background where it's like, look, obviously, we're not bringing you in to replace Rice or anything like that, or explain the role to him, where it's like, look, we will rotate and that's the way we're going to do it, then by all means, yeah, absolutely. And again, it's effective rotation. Like you said, we don't need he's Premier League proven, but he's 35. It's like, well, I don't care for that. That's just a body on the bench. You know what? Just fucking hire me, pay me a quarter of his fucking wages. I'm happy to sit on the bench for you. No problem. Just, if you desperately need me, don't expect much. But I'll put the kit on, I'll put the boots on, but my knees are snapping as soon as I'm fucking running on. So yeah, and again, that's fine if that's what we need anyway in the team. And we said this last season as well, didn't we? Like during the summer transfers, we said we need more players to be backups or to be part of that rotation. And that, again, this is the key word: effective rotation. Just because that's what we need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be happy with that. It's just, all I'm saying is there need to be smart signings that could fit straight in, happy to be rotated with the main squad, and yeah, that's all I care about. And obviously, and not injury prone. Those are the main three things.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I kind of get the underwhelming aspect of it because I'm the same, a 29-year-old. But when you look at the bigger picture, we're desperate for a left winger, a definite upgrade on the left wing, and to me, that's got to be someone. Whether it's Barcola, whether it's Vinícius, pipe dream, that would be the ice on the cake. But I do think the midfield area and potentially defence, whether it be another striker, I don't know. But the midfield cog is the one that keeps everything ticking. And Rice is, he was blowing on empty a lot of the games. So just that, if Arteta didn't trust Norgard, so that's why Rice ended up kind of collapsing almost every game. So if someone like Guimarães comes in, he can come and play from the 60th minute onwards, or he could start a game when Rice is playing in the Champions League. I just think it's a really, really clever sign if we do get him, just for the midfield area, and that would do me. I would be happy with that. 'Cause someone like, I think Baleba is it for Brighton. I think someone like Baleba, he'd be 100 million. You go to Man United or Tonali, 100 million, and that they want to play every game. And if you sign a 100 million player, they're going to be playing it. They want to play every game. Yeah. So with Guimarães, he's 29. He wants to come to an Arsenal. He wants to play in Champions League. He'd probably be happy that he's going to be playing in the Champions League and he's going to play in the Premiership. But we do need
living in London, by the way. Living in London and not Newcastle. So
absolutely, mate. Now
that's its own attraction. So yeah.
It is, and regardless of whether he's put a transfer request in, which I think he has, I don't think it'll get down to the Isak situation where he refuses to train and stuff. I think Newcastle will be sensible about it. They will want that. And
they can't have 60 that again, million, by the way. They can't have that.
I think it's for 60 million. I think it's kind of like a no-brainer for me because we've probably got 300 million to spend. We'll sell a few players. But yeah, like I say, it's the midfield situation, the Rice situation, the rotation. That's what I want to see. And if we can get that, then a sprinkling of Stardust at the wing, and potentially up front, I don't know, would be a dream. But we need to get something sorted pretty quickly. Yeah, Guimarães is now finished. I know Vinícius is finished, and they want the resolution at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
we do need something sorted pretty quickly. I think.
I agree, and I think the team's going to be quick this transfer window. To be honest, I think they need to. They realised, we can't fucking dawdle on these players. We can't fucking just put it on the back burner. No, you just get it over and done with. He's free now. Give him a fucking week on vacation or whatever, right? Or pay for his vacation, and then sign him. But you're right. Things need to move quick, and we need to get players integrated for preseason because preseason, and training's already started. People are back at Colney. Whoever's back, I think not many people. I would imagine just probably the academy players. To be fair, because most of our guys are still abroad. So something needs to get sorted quickly, mate. But I like the way that you put that there. Everything that you said about Guimarães there, right? You just sort of made me change my mind. It's like, do you know what? That makes sense actually as a signing. And again, like I said. And it's not like I'm against it. And, fucking hell, not that guy. Never. No, he's a good player. Like, for Newcastle, I liked him. When he faces us, it's like, you're a bit of a twat, but you're a good player. Yes. So, but and I love the justification and the logic. I really enjoyed that. So thank you for that, by the way. And that's why we have a podcast,
welcome,
peeps.
Sir.
Yeah, love it. Right, Stevie, we will leave it there, though, because yet again...
1 hour 35, nearly. I love it.
We've got messages that say 45 minutes to an hour. Like, I don't know what that means anymore.
I know. And then I said 35, I'll run in at 135. But no, quickly, just one final thing.
Please.
Last season we signed Kepa first, I think, for 5 million, I believe. I think it was the first signing. Are we going down that route where he underwhelming everyone with a fucking shit with Melia, and then we'll sign someone like fucking Solis or something, and then we might get Rodgers or Guimarães, and then we'll get fucking Vinícius,
and then we get Kvaratskhelia. Fucking hell, mate! It's play like a
Oshiman.
Nah, fuck that guy. I don't want him. As we've proven from the stats, by the way, we've proven from the stats that he wasn't all that. All right.
Yeah, so, I think Big Yock will come good next season.
I think so as well. I agree with you, to be honest.
Get the right sort of service to him.
Yeah, and I think plenty of time in preseason now to get a few more tactics or to change maybe a style of play or whatever it is. So I am excited for next season. But as we always say in these podcasts during the summer, is we just need to get those signings to strengthen the team, right? The statement signing could be last. I don't mind, but like you said there as well, if you get players in like Bruno Guimarães who are ready to go in, very good players ready to go in. Rodgers as well. Rodgers may be a bit more expensive. So again, that's the other thing as well. Like 60 million or 120, age versus right now talent, and it's a question that luckily the team has to answer, and we don't get paid to do that. So fuck them guys. Right, we will leave it there, because it's gone way over what we wanted to do, and people are calling us, so people are beeping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Cool, right. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here and bearing with us. Please like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of nice stuff, and we will catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay alert. Stevie, send us the fuck out.
Fuck you, you fuckface. I'm not going to do what I usual. I'm just going to say, come on, England, yeah, fuckers. Arrivederci.
Was that a Scottish Italian guy saying that? Come on, England, you bastard! Arrivederci.
Come on, England, you fucking bastard! Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, arrivederci, you bastard. Oi, oi.